Let's talk about some positive news now, shall we? Our African queen is flying the flag, or has been flying the flag high, in Thailand. Linah Ramalepe reached the finals of the Mrs. Tourism Queen International pageant, and she bagged several prizes on the way. Let's find out more. And Ramalepe returned from the Mrs. Tourism Queen of Africa with that title and the White Party Queen of 2023. She was also second runner-up for Best Talent after performing Brenda Fassie's hit, Shame Lovey. Linky, as she's fondly known, joins us here in the studio after her international exploits. Linky, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations from all of us for being crowned Mrs. Tourism International. I suppose you'll bring us up to speed on all the lingo. Where did you find out about this competition, and why did you find the need to enter it? Because it's all about promoting tourism and culture.
Good day, and foremost, I want to say greetings to all viewers, and it's a great honor to be received in the studio. I entered this pageant through the Africa pageants. I love sharing. I love giving to the needy. So through University of Pretoria, in my program whereby I was assigned to work with the non-profit organizations, that's where I found a stand to stand up and advocate for the needy and advocate for my country, Africa as a continent, and to be where I am today. And thank you. Yes.
But so tell us about this competition, this pageant that you entered. You would have entered it locally,
yes,
but then ended up having to then carry the Africa title to compete on the international stage in Thailand.
Yes, through Africa, it's meant for married women, divorced ones, the ones who had life, you know, between 30 and 60, and the ones who have that open heart to give to the needy. That's the purpose of the journey, to give to the needy.
But the focus, of course, being on tourism as well.
Yes.
So where does tourism come in here? Is there the belief that tourism can help with economic empowerment and upliftment? What's the thinking there?
That one, it's for one to go out and lure or maybe recruit investors to come to Africa, South Africa, specifically for job creations, and to remove that stigma that, you know, South Africa, it's high in crime. So I went there to say, you know what, come investors, come tourists and internationally, come to South Africa to say, you know what, bring business. Bring business in Africa, you know, and Africa has talent. Through arts and culture, you know what, the Brenda Fassie, it's created by the locals. So come and let's showcase our culture and protection as well. We have the big fives, the likes of big fives in our game reserves, whereby they can observe. And as Africa, we are very much lucky because not every continent has that, you know that. And also, you know, Africa, it's been regarded as a dark continent, but through me going there as a village girl, I said, you know, Africa, it's a bright continent because we've got skills, we've got culture, and economic growth through tourism. It will be there.
And
Yes.
what was the reaction like to the message that you took to that international competition?
There were 5 countries or continents which were chosen. Africa was one of them. And out of 17 ladies, they were supposed to choose 5, of which they will represent those continents for tourism, to advocate for those continents. So I was lucky to be chosen for Africa because, you know, I had showcased through Brenda Fassie's song that, you know, there's a lot of skill. Art is there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now you're born and bred. You told me earlier that you grew up in Hammanskraal.
Yes.
How has that experience of growing up in that part of South Africa influenced how you see the country? And when you want to tell people about South Africa, do you think back to your childhood? Do you think about the beauty of the landscapes around you? What about your childhood in Hammanskraal is part and parcel about the message that you bring across through this title?
I would say, you know what, education is the key above all this. For me, going to University of Pretoria, seeing how people, you know, struggle and having skill, like, you know, skill development programs that I learned and taking them back to my society locally. That's when I saw that, you know what, I have to stand up and show other women, be married or being, you know, being historically disadvantaged. There's no way that you can sit back. Come forth and say, be a voice to other, you know, to the country or to the government. They'll hear you. Hence, I'm saying that, you know, through education, I even managed to give to over 200 local people work.
Wow, that's,
you know?
that's
Yes,
absolutely amazing.
Yes, because I'm in safety and security department. I'm the owner of Ramalepe Security.
Okay.
Yes,
so
and I'm from the local community called Kekana Tribal Authority.
Now,
so, yes.
Now, obviously, you've just come back from abroad where you were able to take the message of tourism in South Africa and Africa to the world. But now you're back home.
Yes.
What message do you want to bring across about appreciating the positive side of being in South Africa and living in South Africa to locals so that they can be encouraged to take in what's around them from a tourism perspective, from a business perspective, and just from a life perspective?
Hence, there is this local program that is going to take place in Durban through tourism. I would advise that the local people, let's go to Durban, let's showcase our skills through that program of travel in Durban. That, you know, being local doesn't deny you to go forth, that, you know, I can better my life through my handwork, I can better my life through communicate. Let's network with the outside, because the international are coming to South Africa. So I'm here as Mrs. Tourism to advocate for all tourists nationwide and to advocate for the local community, for the local arts and cultural work that they do. That, you know, wildlife and environment, let's take care of it through tourism.
Okay, we're going to leave you there. Thank you so much for coming in to tell us
Yes.
about the work that you're doing, and you certainly look the part. Linah Ramalepe, she's known as Linah Ramalepe, fondly so, representing South Africa and Africa as a whole at the Mrs. Tourism Queen International Pageant, and she's just arrived back from Thailand where she's won quite a few awards. We thank you for your time this morning, and all the best with the rest of your work that lies ahead.
Thank you.